Hey, what's up, YouTube? Welcome to Play It Paint Alive. Hope you guys are having a good Monday evening. Here we go with another one of these. So tonight we're going to paint just a pretty simple miniature, and but it's one of my favorites. It's one of my classic, all-time, like fun metal sculpts. So this should be pretty fun. This is the Lillith model from Malifaux. This is actually from Malifaux 1.5, and she is a classic. This is a it can be a little tricky to find this miniature actually, and you'll notice she doesn't have her greatsword. Instead, she's got this awesome sickle here. So we're gonna fire it up. You can see I've just done the most minimal job putting a little texture down, filling in the gap there. Yes, I actually am using the base tab, which is not something I typically do, but I've been kind of, lately I've been kind of figuring out how I can work that into the repertoire a little bit more frequently. So let's do a little bit of priming, and then yeah, we'll just get into kind of the, it's a pretty basic paint job. We'll get into the basics of this paint. I am in the Discord if you wish to be part of the chatty chats and the talky talks. Oh no, I forgot to put water in this thing. Hold on. This is going to be very important that I do this actually. You know what I'm going to do is I'm going to do this first part, and then I'm going to refill my squirt bottle there. So that way we don't... Hey, what's up, Nelson? Welcome to the feed, sir. So let's go ahead, and I gotta refresh this window here so that I can see that there are comments. That's really what I use this window for here too. It's just easier to read it on this overhead than it is off the YouTube control panel. All right. So let's get this first layer of primer down. Normally you guys are used to seeing me put down black primer first. In this case, I'm just going to go straight to gray primer because I want this model to start off with a pretty light color. Okay, so I'm just going to load some Stynylrez Res Gray, and yeah, let's get going. And I prefer to start with Stynylrez primers because they'll stick to the like metal resin. They tend to be the better primer for like raw adhesion versus say Vallejo. So yeah, Stynylrez primer is awesome airbrush primer. Highly recommend it if you can get a hold of it. It's so, one of the issues right now is it's just so popular. It can actually be a little bit tricky to get a hold of if you're trying to do that. So, and then also I have a pretty significant jam here in my airbrush. See if I could. I'm going to try to blow through it instead of resetting. Right, instead of stopping and cleaning everything out. This strategy could fall apart, just so you know. It may not work 100%. But yeah. This is a quite cool model. Okay, looks like there we go. So I just took the needle guard off and did a back flush on the needle, which is kind of like your first level of troubleshooting when you're dealing with a clog, right? I like to just try to do the simple stuff, see if that will actually clear the clog, and then you keep going. It's looking pretty good so far. Just having the hell of a time getting this primer through here. And it's drying like mad right now. There we go. Right? I just want to have a good layer of this gray coat down. Make sure I'm getting it in all the little crevices. There's a lot of angles on this model to be aware of. The model has fantastic geometry though, as you can see. Right, I love, I'll go over the kind of the plane of this model. Alright. Alright, let me clear out this gray, and then I'm going to run and put some water in my squirt bottle so that we can continue on, okay? And that's perfect because it gives us a little bit of time for this Stynel Res layer to dry. And also, potentially some time for me to clear out. There's a jam in here somewhere. I'm not sure where. It's probably sitting behind the needle. It's been a while since I've cleared out. Actually, that looks pretty good. Even though I know that there's paint behind the needle. And that's going to be very annoying the next time I pick this up to prime a model. So, you guys can listen to this compressor for a minute. I'm going to go fill up this water bottle. Okay. Maybe you'll hear me. That's secure. There we go. Okay. Okay, here we go. So now, let's clear out. I'm going to do a little bit of a secondary cleaning on my airbrush so that you guys can kind of see this for those of you who are learning how to clear jams in your airbrush. Okay, so first thing I'm going to do, and this is going to be a little annoying, is I have to turn off this compressor and then just kind of let this thing shoot out a whole tank's worth of air. This is what happens when I lost my quick connect. Right? I mean, I guess I could do something like this. No, that doesn't help. Okay. No, that doesn't help either. Okay. I'll just let it empty out. Okay. So let's go ahead and take this apart real quick, okay? Because I know what part I want to get to, and real fast. Okay, so I'm going to pull the needle out, pull it out of the chuck. Right, a little bit of gunk on the needle. Clean the needle real quick. But there's a specific part I'm looking for. I'm going to take the needle guard here off. This is your cap, so I'm going to take the cap off. We'll do a quick clean there. You can already kind of see that there's already kind of paint around the neck there of the nozzle. This is the nozzle. This is arguably the most important part of your airbrush, and it's the part that's going to break the most often. The part that, when your airbrush does break, that's where it will break. That's where it will fail, and you can actually see there is some paint around this area here. Yeah, there's a big old buildup of paint here where this O-ring sits. So I'm just going to pull that off. Ugh. Okay. So clean that out. There's probably also paint in here, sitting here behind the needle. So I'm going to push. So you kind of push your needle through and turn it, and that will push dried paint out. You'll also may get some here on the tip of the needle. Okay, so you're just going to make sure that's clear. Quick little diagnostic here on your airbrush. Okay, so I mean, I could do a better job there, but what I'm really trying to clean is back here. Okay, you can see this is where the nozzle sits, and a lot of paint gets stuck behind there. So what I do is I take the back of the needle and I push it through here, and you'll see, and I can already feel that there's a paint booger in there. That's pretty stopped up. Yep, there's my paint booger. I don't think you could see it because it's too much shadow in there, but I'm going to show you. It's a big old scab of paint that's just sitting. Look at that. See that? See that big old scab of paint back there? That was sitting in the neck there, and that's what's causing your clog. Paint will collect back there in the back of that nozzle. So if you can keep that, you do have to go in and clean that up every once in a while. And, make sure your nozzle is clean, make sure the cap is clean. We'll do all that as we put it back on. So I'm just going to run the needle through here a couple more times, pushing it through and turning it. Right? Sometimes a little ball of paint will show up on the outside here. Spider on my table! Ah, I killed it. Evil. Your sacrifice will not be in vain, Mr. Spider. Alright. Let's use our little spanner to put this back on. Man, I really need to clean this airbrush again. So I need to put it in the ultrasonic cleaner. There's a little bit of paint in there. Then here, this is your cap, right? So I like to look down the cap there, make sure that there's nothing jamming up that area. You can use your needle, or it's safer to actually just use a separate needle to do this, but that looks pretty clear, right? No real gunk there to speak of. So let's put the cap on. Okay. So this should fire out the white primer that I'm going to do next pretty well. All right, and we'll reseat the needle, push it all the way through. Push this, tighten your chuck, and then I like to check the needle action. Make sure that the needle is retracting when you pull back on the lever, on the trigger. Put my needle guard back on. Put the chuck housing back on. And get ready to refill that air compressor because of that one night when the screw jumped out and I can't ever find it again. And I need to buy myself a new quick connect. Alright. So we'll do that. And let me ready up some white primer. I think I have a bottle of white primer here. I'm just going to shake that up. I guess I don't even really need to do white primer. I could do a different color if I so choose. Let's actually look for a different, like a good color I could do. So I'm just looking through my airbrush colors. But I definitely want something similar to white that's going to cover reasonably well. You could use this white gray. It's a little on the old side. Old airbrush paint you got to watch out for. You may have to thin. What else I got here? I actually have a Vallejo dead white, which I can use. And what I do is I actually check viscosity by shaking the bottle. Sometimes shaking the bottle, you can kind of feel how thin the paint is. And if it's And this feels more liquid than this. This probably had some product that dried. So I'm gonna trust my Vallejo primer over that color. So we're gonna spray some Vallejo primer, and I want to make sure there's a lot of exposed skin on this model, so I'm gonna make sure that I get all the skin parts. Okay. All right. Let me know if you have any questions, comments, or threats. But yeah, we're gonna have a kind of a relaxing evening. We're gonna paint this model. I'm gonna talk a little trash. I don't know what I'm gonna talk trash about tonight, but I am open to suggestions. Okay. You can see I'm really gonna concentrate on getting the white there. Right there where the skin is, right? And then right here on the blade. And the rest of this is just sort of highlighting. But yes, anything that is skin, like that arm right there, that is exposed skin. So make sure you get that nice and white. And the reason why I say that is because you want these skin tones to be clear. I don't really like going over a gray. I would pick a bone color over a gray if I'm gonna do contrast paint or something like that to it. I actually will show you guys kind of how I use contrast paint as a starting point to tell me what to do. Okay. I actually also want her to have pretty vibrant hair, so I'm going to spray the hair a nice color as well. All right. But yeah, that's looking pretty good. And let's just rinse out the airbrush, and let's just do some old-fashioned brush work. Let's just paint like the old days. How about it? Paint like the old days. Whoa. Okay. And here we go. Very quiet night in our chat. And let's go ahead and get this started. Okay, so the first thing I do, well, let's give this a minute. I want the paint to have a little bit of a minute to dry, so let's talk about plans here. So I do want to incorporate orange. I think orange is going to be a major part of this color scheme. So the outfit will be orange and some other color, and I'm open to suggestion regarding whatever the complementary color is going to be. I'm thinking orange and black also is always super fun. I could do orange and like a midnight blue. That would be fun. Orange and green is super fun because then now we're talking like pumpkin style. That could be very fun as well. So maybe orange, green, and black. Maybe we do her. Maybe we do her in that type of style. Okay. All right. So let's get going with the skin, which is these days. This is one of the things I do early. Oh shit! It's a Malifaux. What's up, Cameron? How you doing, buddy? Let's do. So I'm going to use Gilman Flesh, and you like purple and orange. That's not bad too. Well, we'll have some time to think about it while we work on skin here. So now you'll see this going down, and this is contrast paint, and you can actually use this contrast paint as, you know, an end-all be-all. Just knock it out in one coat and be happy with what you have. That works on GW figures where, you know, everything is so absolutely well defined, and everything kind of looks the same. You can get away with that. I don't think that's sufficient for, you know, doing a decent quality job on a lot of other miniature ranges where the features are softer, like this particular model. You could actually see that the features are a lot softer on this model. I do want that shade to hit right there. Right. The key with working with contrast paints on these types of models is you want to make sure to keep a wet coat the whole way through. You don't want to leave lap lines. That's the worst thing that can happen, is you'd end up leaving lap lines on these models. Okay. So I'm going to keep that wet. I'm going to keep this coat wet as I coat every area of the skin within each section, right? I don't want to leave any lap marks. Okay. And if you do it this way, and you kind of the skin contrast paints take a little while to get used to. Okay. Okay. All right. So like I was saying, you can actually leave it like this if you wanted to. I wouldn't, though, because you can see there's an area there where I kind of left the product pooled a little bit there. It's not a good idea. I want like nice and smooth little sections of skin there. So I don't really want any pooling whatsoever. But you can see, right, that's a pretty good start for where this model is going to go. And let's keep going with the skin. So the next thing I do is I'm going to work on the eyes. Okay, I like to work on eyes very early in the process because it gives me plenty of time to correct mistakes that I will make with the eyes. And yes, I've been doing this for decades now, and you still make plenty of mistakes on the eyes. Just accept it as fact, and as long as your system for painting miniatures accounts for that yes, you will make mistakes on the eyes, you should be totally fine. And it may take you several attempts to get at a set of eyes, or at least a face that you're going to be okay with. And what I would tell people is, if you're not happy with the face of the model, you'll never be happy with the model. And that's a difficult truth to swallow, because that means when you're a beginner, you're going to have such a hard time, just getting the model right, that's almost impossible to get the eyes right for a beginner. It takes a long time. It takes a lot of practice for most of us mortals. There's some people that are just super talented out of the gate, and they could just nail a pair of eyes really quickly. I'm not one of those people. It took me a very long time to get my system for eyes down, and I still do not consider it to be like the end-all be-all, right? Still looking for ways to improve this process. Sounds like dating advice. I do tell people, I have kind of this belief within myself that if you're looking for a serious long-term relationship with a woman, or a partner, that face and voice is very important, because you grow old with the face and voice. You know, the body, all those really nice, all the really nice parts that you like, that we all like. Those parts don't last. Okay, no matter that, it's difficult. We've seen older women that can keep those parts, but realistically, most women can't. Uh, Most women can't keep them. Can't keep those wonderful parts, and men too. Sorry, guys, but yeah, men too. We can't keep our parts all tip top for as long as we live. So things for me, if we're going to talk shallow, things. For me, I need to, pleasant voice, pretty eyes, and I can be with that person for a while. I can tolerate them. Especially the voice, right? You gotta have a voice that when they're mad at you or they're nagging you or something like that, that you're not gonna absolutely just lose all sanity having to deal with, like a Rosie Perez or something. You don't want to have like somebody that's very screechy or whose voice you find to be grating. This miniature has very well sculpted eyes, and I appreciate it. Okay, so I'm going to paint in these orbits. You're triggered. 100%. If the face doesn't look right to me, I don't like the models much. Practice makes perfect, yeah? So another hint here, the black, when you're thinning the black for your eyes, thin the black more than you do the white. You want the white to actually grab parts of the sculpted eye where you can, and you don't want the white to be so thin that it will that it kind of flows out into all the cavernous areas of the eye. I want those black the black outline of the eye to be visible, and I don't want the white to interfere with that too much. Okay, so far so good. That just eliminated 99.9999% of the women you ever met. So you only need to meet 100,000 women, Nelson. According to your math, all you have to do is meet 100,000 women, and you're guaranteed to meet one that will fit this criteria. Oh, by the way, drinking from the old school. Look at it, it's not dead. It's not dead. Have you guys ever seen? Have you ever seen the Octave cup? This is what I drink from, man. Look at that. Isn't that sexy? This is a copper tankard, and it's super dope. You can see that the water sweating on the outside of that. Oh, it's so nice. I love that thing. I never get to drink out of the Kingdom Cup, so I have my own cup. I have the Octave Cup. It's just mine. No one can take it. It's actually it was the Precursor Cup. We called it the Precursor Cup, and I actually was planning on awarding that to someone, and it just so happened that I won that tournament, so I gave myself the Precursor Cup. So that guy stays with me. The Kingdom Cup, we'll have a winner for the Kingdom Cup in 2 weeks. We'll have that's amazing. I better go get that thing engraved. I gotta go do that. All right. Here's the hard part, and I gotta do this on camera. Dotting the damn eyes is very hard. It's very hard. Oh, I don't know if I did that right. I don't think I did that right. Hold on. So I need a little bit of white on this side of the eye. There we go. There we go. A little bit of white on that side of the eye, a little bit of white on that side of the eye. Okay. Baller, what a kill, Baller. Yes. I do love that cup, though. That cup is so great. Back when you could go to public events, I could bring that cup to Ren Fair, and it would fit in just fine. You could bring that cup to like steampunk conventions, and it would be just fine because it's copper. Ren Fair people will be like, but there's no copper. I don't care. Okay, there we go. So we got a pretty good face going there. I don't know if you can. It looks too dark right now. Okay, so now we're gonna do lips. So where's my lip color? Here it is, a little entrail pink. This version of Lillith has very strong facial features, very strong features, right? All right. I haven't figured out what color hair I want her to have. We'll figure that out. I'm thinking dark brown or red. Or pink. We could always do pink. That could be a thing. Do you still have a bunch of old school Malifaux sets? I still have a pewter Molly box unopened. Oh, nice. I have a few. You know, I keep a Cassandra mini all the time. I keep an unpainted Cassandra mini all the time because I just love painting it. So I've got that. I've got a couple of. I just have like odds and ends. I have like pieces in this room somewhere for things. All right. So let's make my undertone. There's a couple of ways of doing it. This leather brown is actually not terrible as a skin undertone, but I'm gonna go. I want to go a little more red, so I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do my formula is 1 drop of sunburn flesh into 4 drops of fair shadow. Okay. And I know that there's a premixed color that I could probably hit to do this without having to mix paints, but this has been the most bulletproof way for me to do it. Okay. So yeah, we're gonna do this skin kind of the old school skin way. Okay, so this makes like a deep skin tone color. And let's go ahead and start painting these in. And when I paint this in, I'm actually going to use this color here to help shape those eyes a little bit better. Because right now there's a little too much black around the eyes, and that's by design. I always do it that way. Because that allows me to shape the eyes down to what I think they should look like. Okay? Okay. Oh, that was tight. That may have been a little too tight. Actually, it's okay. I just have to just need to bring this one up a little tighter to get them as close as possible. There we go. You can see that face is coming in. It's coming in a lot more clear now. I'm going to trim the lips a little bit. The lips are a little big. She looks like she got punched in the mouth. Oops. Now I did way too much trimming. With the opposite problem now. Now she has no lip. Hold on. Important thing here is not to just panic. Let that paint dry just a little bit, and let's continue to base coat. Okay. So this model doesn't necessarily need to be very pale. I know that Lillith kind of has like purplish, kind of demonic skin in Malifaux, but I'm going to be honest with you guys and say I will probably not use this as Lillith. For one, Lillith is considered Dead Man's Hand in the current Malifaux edition, so that means she's only playable if your opponent consents to it. And two, I want to use her as a proxy for Guild Ball. That's right. This is going to be a Guild Ball proxy for me. Now I'll give you guys a little bit of time to try to figure out who this could possibly be a proxy for those of you who know Guild Ball characters. It's kind of my way of saying Malifaux 1.5 is dead. Guild Ball is also dead. Let's take two dead things and make one live thing out of it. Right? All right. Let's get some pink back in the lips there. Still a lot. There's still a lot of lip there. She just has a big, I don't know. She just has big lips, I guess. I don't know. You guys tell me. I think what's throwing me off here is that she has a strand of hair running right past her face. Yes, this is a Frankenstein, what I'm doing. Using two dead games to make one game. Alright, so see that? Okay, so now the rest of the skin layers are going to be glazes. They're going to be very thin glazes. And I don't have to do too many because the areas are so small and well broken out. But you do a few, and it's to help give a smoothness to the skin. So this is going to be mostly fair shadow again. And then I'm going to mix just a little bit of that previous mixture in here. And just make sure that's nice and liquid. All right. Okay. Just checking the eyes, making sure. Am I going to be happy with this? It looks like I am. She's got such a sharp bowl cut. To make all the little Asian kids proud. All the Asian kids that rocked a bowl cut. Yes, if you're wondering, yes, I did rock a bowl cut for a little bit. But I didn't have, when I was a kid, I didn't have a lot of hair. I was, I had a pretty big 5 head, and I had thin hair growing up, so I couldn't get the full bowl. That's even worse than just having a bowl cut. Like, I had a failed bowl cut. It didn't it didn't make it all the way around. There was just way too much forehead showing, even with a bowl cut. That's how much of a forehead I had as a kid. I still have a pretty prominent forehead now, but I really rocked. I mean, I had about the same size forehead I did um, growing up. So, okay. This model, you can see though, just has fantastic detail on her. She's just super fun. And she's Lillith. Lillith was so cool in Malifaux. It's a great character. Obviously, really fun miniature. The M2E Lillith is similar to this, but she has a greatsword. She's got a greatsword going down her back. But you can see how this, makes more sense that she's holding a sickle based on her pose. I absolutely love this angle. As much as I hate double-handed holds, and I also hate metal pole arms, like, you can make that work. I ran a double pin. I have a pin running here and one here. So it was a little annoying to get on, but now it's super stable now that it's on. All right. Rest in power, Lillith. Yes. Okay. Yeah, I want to do one more. I want to do at least one more layer of skin. And I'm going to actually add a little bit of highlight to this. I don't want to do fair highlight. I want to do... No. Just want to do a really, really subtle highlight. That you can't see too well unless you're really paying attention. So pretty, so fashion. Alright. Swore it was in here. There it is. Bright skin highlight. Okay. Take some bright skin highlight. It's a little on the yellow side. Make a glaze out of that. And just add just enough of that, of a slight reddish tone to it, just so it doesn't look like, she's made out of wax or anything like that. Okay. And we could talk about what color her hair should be. I'm leaning towards brown or pink. So you guys can help me out there if you have any suggestions. Okay, and let's get the top of the elbow here. So this is just a really top level highlight color. I'll throw in a deep red like deep burgundy or pink. Okay. Let's do this then. Let's paint it a pinkish color, and if we like it, we'll keep going that direction. If not, we can change direction and go darker. So it's better to do the lighter, cool alt thresher. Hey, what's up, Kevin? Yes, this could very much be a gender bend thresher. Make a great gender bend thresher. I'm actually going to use her as an alt bushel. So she's gonna drop into my thresher, my shepherd's team as bushel. All right. And yeah, we're thinking pink for the hair. Let's do the hair pink for now, and then we'll figure out the rest of this kind of as we go. That hair that runs right across her face is a little annoying. Burgundy is not bad. I'm going to refer to all of your future minis that you paint as all Gilmo models. It's a pretty good way to approach it, I think. I'm not going to disagree with you. I think that seems legit to me. Let's do that. Let's call them all alt models. People are going to get mad. How come Bushel's not wearing any pants? Oh no. She was hot that day? What are you going to say? She just doesn't wear pants, bro. Okay, I do want to exaggerate this skin a little bit more, because I think it will really just kind of make the model pop more. Burgundy, huh? Okay, let's try something. All right. How's that working out, guys? It's a pretty nice, fun color. She has such minute details to her. She's a very delicate model. But I love this, like, she's got such a cool, pinup style about her that I really like. You dig it? Okay. So we're gonna keep this hair for a while. Let's work on skin a little bit more, and then we'll work on the outfit, and then we'll reevaluate the hair. And if we like the hair, we keep it. If we don't like the hair, we redo it. Right? So this is a little bit of a compromise between the pink and the burgundy that we talked about. Okay. So yes, since she's playing for farmers, or in my case, shepherds, I would like to have her have some orange on her, but I don't know like what percentage of her outfit should actually be orange. So what I'm going to do is we're going to block out the entire outfit in orange, and then we just decide what our our accent color will be, and then we'll go back and get the rest of it, or we'll start blocking it out. Right, I'm pretty sure this jacket that she's got on will not be orange, but for the sake of understanding what we're doing, let's do the whole thing in orange, okay? Now I understand that bushel has little one-handed sides, but come on. That's a great bushel sculpt there. And yes, if I wanted to, I could always field her as Lillith. I could play Lillith off the Dead Man's Hand set for Malifaux 3rd edition. We could end up just making orange like we could end up just using this orange as like just the trim color for another main color. It's making you want paint minis. You should, dude. Painting minis is awesome. The only thing that scares me about doing orange is I think about highlighting yellow, and then once we go down the pathway of yellow, I start thinking about painting her Wu-Tang colors, and then then she looks like every other thing I've painted for myself, which is all Wu-Tang stuff. so yeah. But yeah, I do at some point, maybe this week, maybe over the weekend, finish a set of shepherds, so we could put them on the board and try them out. I played some more Pin Vice the other day against Aaron's Morn, and they did okay. I just, I don't have their game plan down yet, so there's still a lot to learn playing Pin Vice. I did not field Spade, because I feel like Spade is a crutch for NGs. And I definitely felt that. Ended up losing 8-12, which was actually kind of a cool ending. At the end of turn 2, Aaron had managed to sneak up on the ball with Morn, and then I had, and I finished doing 2 takeouts, and I had 1 goal. Aaron had the same. He had 2 takeouts, and 1 goal. And then start of turn 3, he wins initiative. Morn activates, generates 2 momentum, walks down the field, kicks a goal. Sonic Boom! Hey, what's up, Dicey? Welcome to the feed, buddy. Sonic Boom. But yeah, we are. That's a very weird matchup. I don't think Aaron was expecting me to have a takeout game, but you do with Pin Vice. You actually do kind of have a pocket takeout game that a lot of people are not counting on, especially if you run the likes of, say, the sneaky way to do it is to run like Nomad and Harriet. You pretty much, Harriet is your auto include if you're playing Pin Vice. That's my opinion. I feel like she's the one. She is your auto include because that's where the Pin Vice mechanic just goes off the charts good, right? Well-oiled machine just becomes amazing if you're doing that. So Harriet becomes your auto, and then and I like to run V velocity. I know Kevin. I know you like to run O velocity. I think either one is fine. I like V velocity just because she gives me lend a hand, and that allows me to deal with, help alleviate people wanting to scrum up against me. And I was able to use that to score some takeouts on Aaron's Morticians. I think my big mistake that game was mistiming my goal, right? Maybe I should have went for... Because there's sometimes in the game where it's like, do I go for a second goal or do I go for a second takeout? And I couldn't decide. I thought second takeout is safer because I don't want to put the ball back in play really quickly. And it does take his, it did take Bonesaw off the board. Okay. So yeah, you're working on your shear right now. Got to get my 4-9 kick Windle. Nice. Yeah, I'm planning on running that terrible Shepherd's lineup where it's all girls and 2 dogs. Which is a terrible idea. It's a terrible idea. Are the models cool? Yes. Is it a good team? No. Because Vet Honor is still terrible. That's what you need to know. Vet Honor is still terrible. We can all agree on that, right? I think all Guild Ball players can agree on that. I'm sure there's some, snowflake out there, somebody that just thinks like that. There's, those people that think they're so smart that they can argue any position and win. There's some people out there that are thinking, oh, I could win this, Vet Honor is terrible argument and prove that she's super good. And I do not see that. So I don't know what the hell they're talking about. So, all right. So you guys can see now everything is orange. We can figure out what parts need to be. V Honor is bad. V Honor is terrible. Kevin, tell us about V Honor. She is terrible. The mini is super cool. And I picked up the mini. And I plan on painting her and putting her on the board, and she's going to be my planter on this team. But she's terrible, right? I'm going to have to drop Lamb to take V Honor. Pretty terrible. But V Honor gets to be the planter, and she does have Midnight Offering, so you get, one decent legendary out of her, but most of the time she's just absolute garbage. Okay. So, with the purple hair, I actually like green as a complementary color here. I could go green as the complementary color, and then do this blade in like a super cool, like purple. Maybe even like a color shift purple. Well, here we go, Kevin. 3-1 Def. Terrible. Has a character play that the farmer mascot has. Terrible. Only plants one marker. Pretty much only useful for her legendary. One activation a game. Terrible. Doesn't even have the good kick stat. Like she's 3-1 and imposes a -1 tack on people that come after her because of her dog. It's trash. Sometimes it's all you need, though, with how short games can be. True, I feel like, though, if you're playing V Honor and you win with V Honor, you were going to win anyway. That's the thing. That's the thing. You were going to win anyway if you were playing V Honor and, you're like, what's the game plan? Win like you normally would, and if V Honor is there, great. That's basically it. Well, let's see. So if I did a black jacket, we did a black jacket, and or what if we kept this jacket orange? If we kept the jacket orange, we did the bustier black, or purple, or green. I'm really liking this idea of green. You guys tell me. I could do green belts and that kind of stuff. Do all the belts green, leave this orange, do that green. I cannot think of what this color scheme should be. Yeah, for some reason I like the idea of her little cups, the little breast cups being orange, and I like kind of also like well, I could go either way on the panties. I don't know. You're gonna suggest green belts, okay? And then I don't know what color what color we want to do the jacket. Maybe the jacket stays orange. It's a great, look at that. She only has one color. She's only wearing one color, and it's already pretty damn cool. Here's one thing I do need to do right now is I am going to hit we're going to hit the sickle with black right now, even though the sickle will not end up being black. We're going to use it as an undercoat. Yeah, I am liking the idea of using green as one of the complementary colors here for the orange. Have you painted? I haven't painted my shepherds yet. So this model is really going to help decide what the color scheme is for the shepherds, because she's going to match the shepherds. So the thought was either orange and green or orange and or orange and green or orange and purple. But I'm really, as farmers, I am liking orange and green. So I'm leaning that way. We'll see how we do. I do really like orange miniatures. The orange color schemes are always really nice. They're fairly striking, and you could do fun stuff with them. Okay. So we're going to let that black dry. All right, let's try green. Let's just try green. I'm going to use, actually, let's try the warp green. We're going to try warp lightning and see if that, we can always shade it down from here. And I don't know what color the jacket needs to be. The jacket may not be green. Okay, kind of liking that. Yeah, maybe the jacket is not green. You can actually kind of see why I don't want it green right now. Right? I don't want that belt. I don't want these belts to just fade off into the jacket. That wouldn't be cool. All right, and then we'll do the edges of the cups green, like that. All right, I'm liking this quite a bit. Wow, maybe the jacket even stays orange. Right? That's already pretty damn cool. Just with the belts being green. And then we'll do, maybe the boots are green with orange. So let's do the boots green, and then let's do these raised areas kind of orange. Or we stick with orange and we'll continue to do all the belts green. So she does look like just a giant pumpkin right now. That's kind of nice. And then we do, oops, there's a mistake. Hold on, one sec, guys. Clear that out. Yeah. Ah. There we go. You gotta be careful. When you make mistakes with contrast paint, it kind of sucks. You just have to. So yeah, if you have any thoughts on if there's a third color we should introduce, let me know. I think purple would make it look a little too weird at this juncture, now that we've gone green. Okay. But you can kind of see where this is going, right? I think she does look quite cool so far. Let's do the rest of the belts back here. Okay. Does she need more green, or does she need another color? I mean, maybe she needs black. Right? Maybe if we did the jacket black and we did the boots black. Maybe. And then she just has kind of orange tops right there and there. What do you guys think? I don't know, man. It's with, if it's not black, the coat looks pretty, like it already looks pretty vibrant. It's a very striking mini with it being mostly orange like that. Maybe we just keep a super limited color palette like that and we just go green and orange. All right, you guys are giving me too much advice at once. I can't keep up with all the comments. Please calm down. All right, here we go. Yeah, I can work with this. Whoa. Like it is, it's bright and unique. Cool. I mean, it is rather striking. It just needs, honestly, it just needs little touches here and there. Right? I could, Kevin, I will lend this, when I'm not playing shepherds, you can use this as if you want to do a gender bend thresher. You can use that. Okay, it's pretty good. Let's do a little work on the orange. So let's get some good orange colors in. I love this orange color, but it's very Wu-Tang symbol on the coat. Back here? I think you're right. I could do it on the butt, or I could do it on the back of the cowl. Okay. Kevin knows if he just tells me, put Wu-Tang on it somewhere, I will comply. All right. But first, let's do the let's punch up this orange a little bit. Wu-Tang. All these like custom models that I do are these like, custom paint jobs that are models for myself. I always end up putting Wu-Tang on them. I have to paint a katana at some point for me. Yeah. Yeah, she's gonna have Wu-Tang on her. You'll see. You'll all see. Okay. Let's punch up this orange. Dude, I think this might be a pretty sick color scheme for the shepherds. This orange and, this super... See how vibrant that orange is? This vibrant orange and green. You love the ram? That is like, the ram is like the coolest sculpt in there, in my opinion. It's the main reason why I had any interest in painting shepherds was the ram. But having a captain that actually has that has on my mark and actually has the ability to use it, it's pretty amazing. It's been taught that your worst enemy couldn't harm you as much as your own wicked thoughts. That's true. My thoughts are pretty wicked. Gotta love that. Yeah, we'll do some Wu-Tang back here somewhere. Loving the colors? Thanks, Dicey. Yeah, this is gonna be, I was gonna pilot her as she's gonna do the color scheme. She'll be the color scheme for my Shepherd's team. So we'll base all of those off of this color scheme. That orange is screaming. Herder's hood doesn't block her face at all. You might actually like it. Nice. I haven't even cracked open the box yet, dude. And this lady is just a full-blown pumpkin. All right. So, yeah, so Pinvice, I don't know, man. Pinvice is super fun. I don't know if she's, if I'm being honest with you, I don't know that she's going to be dropped nearly as much as Rivet will be still. Rivet's still practically a much stronger captain, but Pinvice is so fun. Now that I really like Pinvice, I don't know when I'm going to be like, oh, I really want to play Rivet, unless I'm really, looking to play a strong game, right? If I want to play a very strong game, I'll play Rivet. But Pinvice can be very fun. Oh, hey, what's up, Lord Draconum? We do need to get in a game soon, Kevin. I'll try to free up some time, maybe this weekend. What time do you get off work on Thursday? Okay, so now let's get some highlights in on the green. Yeah, it's weird. What I'm starting to second guess now is the pink hair. I mean, it's really striking. 8-5. Yikes. Man, no more early days for any of us. My summer hours are about to end here this week. All right, let's get some green highlights. Dude, this model looks at me. Thank you. Let's get in some Escorpena green, or Verde Escopena, otherwise known as Scorpion green. I'm hoping my shepherds can look this striking. So we put them on the board, and they're like, "Oh man, those are cool looking shepherds. That's so cool. Why did you put honor on the board?" That's what will happen. It's so cool. I can't believe I'm about to beat the Shepherds team because he put honor on the board. Not too bad, just can't walk too much. You dug out your old Guild Ball models. That's cool, man. Thank you for your solidarity. For those of us who are, I don't think we're in the mourning period anymore. I think we're fighting a good fight now. We're gonna see. We're gonna see what kind of legs we have left, right? That's kind of the way I'm looking at this. We're gonna see what kind of legs we have left in the Guild Ball community. You know, we're gonna see what we can continue to do. Do you have an honor, or are you going to make an alt one? I do actually have an honor. I'm not opposed to making an alt honor, but I do actually have the mini, so. And technically, I have a bushel, but I don't want to crack open an entire farmer's box just to play one model. All right. I'm going to continue to punch this this orange up and really make it even more eviler than Skeletor. I don't know why. That's a movie line. It's one of my favorite movie lines, and it's from the dumbest movie ever. So points if you know that movie reference. Ooh, there we go. Yeah. Good. Now the green's starting to pop a little bit. Okay. Who else here thinks this sculpt is freaking amazing? I love this sculpt. Man, it does make me miss some of that old Malifaux 1.5 goodness. Look at that, dude. That was Lillith. Even like the old school metal Lillith sculpt is dope. So strange that they had 3 in a pack of GB starters back in the day. Yeah, it was weird. They had a weird retail model. What they wanted you to do is they felt that you could play demo games of Guild Ball using those starter kits of just 3 models. It's not a terrible thought, because you could play a half-hour game. You know, you could play a half-hour game of Malifaux with just 3-on-3 models, and you play on a 2x2 pitch. So it wasn't the worst idea ever, but back then, you know, everybody loved Guild Ball, and it was like, screw this, we want to play the full game. So most of the time, you know, you were just playing the full game. Alright, I gotta find my sweet, sweet Moonlight Yellow. Alright, you guys have to trust me on this. I'm gonna give this a little bit of a yellow highlight on the orange, and then you'll see. You'll see. only add just enough water to the yellow just to get it to flow. This yellow is going to go down as a really just the top level edge highlight. Just like that. Right? I do love that Guild Ball has given me the excuse to go in and find some of my favorite models from old miniature ranges and be like, I could use that for Guild Ball. I have so much Anima Tactics stuff that I've been saving for days just like these. And obviously some Malifaux, apparently. Where I could go, let's do something fun. Might have to post the old models I have on Discord, where they were started years ago. You were as impressed when the GB put out the colored plastic team. Say what's up, Isaac Smith. Welcome to the feed. Yeah, I was too. It just I wish they could have stayed on that course. That was not a bad course. Now they're there with God Tier. And what did they do to Guild Ball? Boo. Alright. Right. So I'm going to do just enough yellow. Get your eye drawn all over this model. I feel like the skin still needs a little bit of a wash. It needs a little bit of red to it. So I'm gonna take a quick break once this yellow goes down, and we're gonna do that. Right? We're gonna continue to define those areas of the model. This is already looking pretty good. Man. But yeah, painting these old Malifaux stuff, these old Malifaux minis, this is like, I painted this, so much of the old Malifaux 1.5 range, it's like old hat to me, right? It just feels right. It feels comfortable. Like I did this for such a long time and absolutely loved it. Loved painting all the Malifaux stuff back in the day. Still love painting the plastic 2nd and 3rd edition kits. I think those are still amazing. And I'm looking forward to jumping back in and painting those again. But even stuff like this is just fantastic. Yeah. Alright, let's give the skin a little bit of a skin wash. Before you get scared, let me explain to you how I do my skin wash. Okay, because I'm not going to just use a regular skin wash. I think that can be a problem. All I'm going to do is I'm going to take about 6 drops of thinner medium, do 1 little drop of this sunburned flesh, and it's going to be so subtle that very few people are going to notice it. But hey, you guys will notice it because you'll be looking at it. And you'll be like, I was there. I saw it. But yeah, I love painting Malifaux. It just doesn't get old. Like, look at this range, dude. Love that. Okay, here we go. All right. And really, this is going to be so thin, we're just going to concentrate it wherever skin meets clothing. And then where, like, towards the bottom of these shapes where you want a little bit more shadow. And you can see it's so thin that you screw anything up, you just feather it out with a You just feather it out with your damp brush, right? Not sure why that clung so hard though. Okay, I'm just lying. I don't know why that clung so hard. We'll have to fix that a little bit more. What's everybody else working on tonight? Go ahead and let us know in the comments. Also, let us know if you have any like cool proxies that you're hoping to do for Guild Ball. I'm really excited by the idea that we can throw Guild Ball events and tournaments and all this stuff, and proxies are wide open now. So you could just enjoy what you want to enjoy. Just finished the Ophelia Kitten Malifaux crew box today. You're so happy that they're done. Congratulations. That's always like the best feeling. When you finish up your force or your crew or, you know, your Guild Ball team or whatever, and you tell yourself, okay, that part of that team or that crew or whatever, I'm set there. I don't have to ever paint that crew ever again. Every time I break it out, I can have fun enjoying a fully painted crew. So that's a super fun feeling. Okay, so you can see we got a little bit darker there on the skin, and I'm gonna let this wash dry, and then I'm gonna highlight up again. Okay. Now imagine a green and orange themed Lillith crew on the table. That would be pretty sick. Reading through the player's handbook for D&D, no models to paint. All my stuff is painted, so I got you. Hey, that's a good accomplishment though. All your stuff is painted. Right? You got a clear painting table. That's kind of awesome. All right. So now I'm going to drop in. I'm going to re-drop in that last level highlight so that you get all those effects from the skin that you wanted. You just have to be careful because this is a very thin glaze. I don't want it to like run into the eyes or anything like that. Okay. And we definitely want all these skin transitions to look nice and soft. By the way, Kevin, I know that I stopped by Gamecraft tonight, and I was like, "How's Gamecraft doing?" So I stopped by there, and it seems to be okay. It looks like the suite next door went out of business finally, so they're actually kind of using that suite to like stage games and outdoor furniture and stuff. So it does close at 8:30. So, you know, if there was ever a scenario where it's like we want to get in a game in the evening, but, you know, CQ is going to close at 7 on some of the nights, then that's an option. So just thought I would point it out. Okay. Okay. The metal still leaves a little bit of a crusty, still got a little bit of a texture to it that I don't care for. but we'll keep working on it. I'm gonna drop. So actually, I'll actually come back and do another layer of skin in a minute. Let's do the hair. Working on Cherry Lamb, Amber, and Festival. Still building and trying to clear boxes, working on the new Necromunda stuff. Hey, what's up, Chris? And later, some GB minis. Yes! Gotta get some GB in, dude. It sounds like Michael is getting 4 players down from Vegas to come join our tournament. So it should be. I'm excited, man. I am excited. Dude, it's supposed to be 102 this weekend. Hope it's not that hot for the Kingdom Cup. Exactly. And when you guys bring a cooler, bring like an ice chest. Actually, I could ask CQ if they'll do it. Alright. You've been running Escher. You just picked up new stuff. Oh, nice. We got some, yeah. That's cool. Well, if you like him, Kevin, I'll like him. And if I don't like him, it's your fault. I'll call you a horrible judge of character. Kevin gives good advice about Guild Ball. Not so sure about people heal. Just kidding, dude. Nah, Guild Ball players are typically super awesome anyway. Always have a good time. Too bad. It's too bad Jacob Bellinger isn't coming down. Always good to see that dude. Dude, so we might actually be getting our team tournament on Saturday. Please! Please let us have our team tournament. You know, even when you paint her skin like totally human, she still looks pretty devilish in the face there. In the face! Oh man, I've been screwing around for way too long. It's almost 11 already. Okay. Alright. Looking pretty good. Let me do one little super highlight on the skin. Get us back to where we were, right? On the skin. Okay. Jeez, these are just super tiny little highlights, man. Barely any highlights. I just want it to be really soft. So you could barely tell it's there. See, we're just gonna feather that out. It's not gonna carry over the whole mini. Okay. And then really it's just we work on the sickle and the base and we're done. Okay, here we go. Sickle. I've been lazy lately and I like using color shift paints. Should we do it? Or should I use Turbo Dork? Do I have a good turbo dork that I would want to use? Multipass would be kind of fun here. Or like a gold green would also be kind of fun. Purple would be fun because then you're kind of calling back to Lillith there. I'm kind of liking this bright gold brown. This is going to give a cool like green effect on her. And it's going to be green and gold. So I'm liking that. Okay. The color shift effect, not quite as pronounced when you, I'm actually going to use a different brush here. When you brush it as when you airbrush it, because it's really principally designed for airbrush, but you can actually get some effect here, right? So here we go. So on camera, this is just going to look gold. I'm telling you right now, because I've painted these, I've painted with color shift many times on camera, and it's just not nearly as impressive as when you see it, you know, in real life moving in front of you. Then it looks pretty cool. See how we do here? Well, that's kind of nice. That green gold there. Still a little foamy right there. Not too bad. You could kind of see, I don't know if you guys can see the color shift. Where it goes from gold to almost kind of a red and then back over to green. Okay. Looks pretty good. Let's do, let's chart out how the base is going to look. How are we going to set teams? I hadn't thought that far in advance, Kevin. I didn't think we would actually make it to the team format. I think what we'll have to do is the day of, we'll have to arrange ourselves in teams. I think it's going to be kind of an honor system, and we're going to ask people to, you know, to kind of spread themselves out. I'm going to say, you know, that certain rankings of people shouldn't be on a team unless it can't be avoided. But yeah, right. Well, we'll kind of have to do like different tiers. Like I would say, you know, if you've won any of these tournaments in the past, you should be on separate teams, and you know, so that would separate you, Andrew, Nathan, myself. I think Reagan is 1-1. So we would separate that tier out first, and then join the Discord. My Longshanks ranking is awful. Yeah, it's not about the Longshanks ranking. It would just be, I don't know, we'd have to figure out. I don't know. I think we would just have to, I think I would have to assign captains or something. But I'm all ears, man. I just wanted to get us to that point where we could have a team tournament. I didn't think we'd actually be able to do it. But now that we can, we'll figure it out. But I do like that ranking system. That it's going to be based more on, your previous performances in our singles tournaments. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, we could have had Dicey's right. We could have had this conversation a little bit earlier in the evening, but so we could have had it on Discord or something like that. Okay. Yes, she is going to get a boring grass type base, but we'll figure it out. Is that putty base or a molded one? This is I use this product, Vallejo ground texture. It's just pumice, and you just put the pumice on the base in it. And you can see it looks remarkably like the Guild Ball, the resin preset bases. So I'm just gonna do the same thing on the Guild Ball resin bases. I'm gonna put a little bit of pumice on them, and then treat them just like this. For one of the most fun things for team tournaments is talking to your team before and about matchups, and then all of your strats go out the window. Yeah, Kevin, between you and me, I think what we should literally do is I think we should, let's say we have 16. 15 would be 15 or 18, right? 12, 15, or 18. Let's say we have 12, right? Then I'm going to say, we need to have 4 captains. I'll pick the 4 captains and say, you guys are the 4 captains, and and the people that are picked as captains, I think we should say the first people they get to pick is they should pick brand new people, right? So let's say you're a captain, I'm a captain. We do a dice off to see, okay, who gets to pick first, second, third, fourth. Then we pick. You must pick. Your first pick has to be somebody that is brand new to the game, or amongst the least experienced people. Okay, so then every one of us picks. So there is kind of an honor system implied here. And I think that, in the spirit of the Saturday event, I think we should do that. So then we go, so you pick so all of us take that turn picking the least experienced players, and then you pick the next tier up, basically. But there's just gonna be people that kind of sit in that middle tier, that are kind of the hidden gems, right? There's no avoiding that. But that's okay. I think that the Vegas guys, with us not knowing them, not being familiar with how they play and vice versa, they could be a real kind of wild card in this whole thing. So that could be interesting as well. Right? So we'll just do it that way. The day of, we have 12 people. We'll draft people up. We'll do a draft little thing here, and then you'll get a little bit of time, with your team while we're setting up the first matches, and you guys can strategize with your team. And that way, there's not going to be much control over the matchups. If you're a team captain, you're basically going to be playing against the other captain. The way we have it set up, you pretty much are going to be playing against the other captain. So if you're a team captain, you kind of know who you're playing that day. So if I'm a team captain, I'm screwed because I do not play well against the higher ranked players in our meta, right? I could string together wins, but that's usually after losing to somebody very good. But this setup is going to have me playing players that are very good all day long, and I'm not going to do so well. So I'm just going to apologize to my team up front. Whoever ends up on my team, I'm sorry. And then obviously you don't have to pick your guilds until your teams are decided. Once your teams are decided, then you can be like, okay, this guy on my team plays butchers, and this guy on my team plays brewers, and I ended up with 2 bashy teams, so I'm going to play a ball team. Something like that. It's another reason, too, why we want to have veteran captains, because veteran captains are going to have access to a lot of different teams. So, man, I know I think it's going to be so much fun, and the team aspect of it is going to kind of lend to camaraderie, because I'm hoping that you get paired, that we pair with people that we just normally don't get to see or hang out with, or you're going to draft 2 other Falconers players. What a jerk. But anyways, but yeah, like, pick a stranger, put a stranger on your team. Like, I don't know who you are. Let's figure out, like, what matchup should we be dropping you into, and who do you get to play and who do you get to meet. I think that would be kind of cool. And you're playing for, and we're just gonna say this: if we do, no matter who plays in the Saturday tournament, if you play in the Saturday tournament, we'll give you the option. If you can select the option of a bye the next day. Like, if you're like, okay, I'm still playing for the cup the following day, I played in this more casual event the day before. I don't know. We'll have to figure all that out. But I wanted the formats to be as open as possible, with the idea of getting as many people as possible down to the event. And the fact that these, like, Vegas guys are talking about coming down, that's awesome. Got to thank Michael for that. I hope that I'm hoping that the guys that don't have little kids to come home to, can hang out with Michael and that crew in the evening if they're staying around. I am going to have to come home. I may be able to do breakfast with them, but I probably can't do dinner, if that makes sense. So yeah, if they want to, like, get up early Sunday and we can have a breakfast, we could totally do that. Man, if I end up being a captain of a team, yeah, I'm totally picking bashy players or players that that play beatdown crews, because I want to play ball. I like the that's how I like playing those ball teams. And if I'm feeling like I like my matchups that day, then I'll play NGs. If I want to play, a little bit less thinking and a little bit more kind of pure cruise, then I'll play my Elks. I may still very much just play Elks, just because, if I get to play that day, I want to have fun. I want to play, the guild that I have the most fun playing. So, probably end up, I could end up playing Elks anyway. That sickle looks weird on camera. It looks strange. Huh. I almost don't like that it's kind of drawing a lot of attention. If that makes sense. Right? I want more of the model. I want more of the eyes to be on her. So maybe I'll disguise some of this a little bit, right? Just draw those lines in tighter. So it's less to draw your eye away from her. I like that. Okay. And let's put some flowers down. Some flowers. What kind of flowers do we want to put down? We could do yellow flowers. We could do yellow flowers. What other flowers do I have? I got yellow, yellow. I don't have enough. Well, kind of have enough purple. Not really. Well, these white flowers are fun. Let's do the white flowers. Got plenty of those. Sure smells flowery. Ooh, these red flowers are also super. Let's do the red flowers. Yeah, that's cool. Let's do red flowers. Where did my glue go? Where's my glue? But yeah, this weekend's 3-day weekend. I just totally remembered that today. So, and my wife is telling me that she wants to go hang out with her mom one day this weekend coming up, which means I get to go free for a little bit. So I could free up for a game potentially at some point during the weekend. So, let's see what we got, man. Impromptu Kingdom Cup. I don't know. I haven't looked at Comic Quest's calendar. I would think they would have, on a big weekend like that, they'd probably have some 40K. We can look. Let's see. Push that down. There, pretty flat. Oh, I like that. That's a nice little splash of color there. It's great. Okay. And then let's put some black down. And then let's look at the step aside 40K. Octave is here with a dead game. That's right. Who cares about your expensive game that keeps the shop open? We're here to play Guild Ball. We're here to play a man's game, not a little CC game like these. For those of you that watch The Three Amigos, also one of my favorite movies. Dude, where did that brush go? No, that's Grimdark. I like how we talk about how manly it is to play a one miniature game versus another. No, only nerds play that game where they push little, sci-fi miniatures or fantasy miniatures around. But the real men, we play this game where we push these miniatures around. As you can see, we are clearly better than they are, and we have better taste in games. Love how nerds always be trying to pull pecking order on each other. Ugh, I hate, board gamers are like, oh, I hate those miniature gamers. Miniature gamers are like, oh, I hate those Magic players. Magic players are like, oh, I hate those D&D players. D&D players are like, oh, I hate those furries. It just goes down the list. All right. That's our girl. We'll let her dry for a second. Do you love our girl? I love our girl. Look at that. Welcome to the team. Yeah. Yeah. Kick that guild ball. Lillith or Bushel, whatever you are. Let's see. Events. Yep. Oh no, that's wrong month. Saturday. Oh! There is nothing. There is nothing scheduled. There's free comic book day, I think. Friday and Saturday. Free comic book day. Oh, did you see this? Look, hold on. Oh shit, I'm all of them. Need to check out the furry scene. There's no hope for you, Dicey. You're all of them? Oh man. I'm just kidding. There's no hope. Look at it. So, on the 12th and 13th, I'm going to share my screen. Let's do that. Here we go. Okay. We just won't look at Lillith for a minute here. All right? Okay. So, here's the Saturday we're talking about. Saturday, this is Strategicon Gateway, which, you know, it's a virtual only convention, which nobody will go to except for RPGers. But look, Comic Book Day Saturday and Sunday. Labor Day totally wide open. I'm sure they close early though on Labor Day. And then nothing. Then look at this. Guild Ball on the 12th. Guild Ball on the 13th. And then there's Batman Day on the 19th. And it's Talk Like a Pirate Day. Now, if I didn't love Guild Ball so much and we didn't schedule this there, I would have scheduled a Batman 3rd Edition tournament on Batman Day, which would make sense. Where are these? There are 40Ks happening at the end of the month. Okay. Okay, cool. All right. So now that we know that is a thing, how do I turn that off? Turn it off. No, what? 100 underlined twice. Oh man, yeah. So, yeah, this is going to be the scheme that I go on. I hope I remember how I did everything, but this is going to be the basic scheme that I apply to the rest of my shepherds. So shepherds will have this scheme. So if you want to buy my shepherds team off of me, when I'm done losing like 4 games with them, that's what color they'll be. Okay. Where's my shepherd's box? I like it. It's a very fun sort of autumn theme. Yeah. So, all right. We'll hang out for another couple of minutes here. If you have any questions, comments, threats, you know how we do. But yeah. Like that. It's when I paint Malifaux models and I'm like, I missed this game. He's so good. I could have done a smoother paint job on the skin. The skin's it's still a little crumbly. I don't know, part of that's the metal sculpt. These metal sculpts are, especially these older ones, they get a little crumbly like that. But I mean, overall, the overall effect is she does look pretty good. And, you know, like I said, it's going to be, I'm going to put her on the board and go, yeah, this is my bushel. And people are going to be like, okay, cool, bushel. Sure. She got a sickle. She's got orange. Running around looking like a farmer. Wearing not much clothing. Okay, cool. That's what we're doing. So, Anyway, yeah. Go ahead and do that. I should also, while I'm on air, I kind of want to see what do we have for. I want to see who's registered for Saturday and Sunday. I'm ready for the fan main errata where Bushel gets 2-inch melee. Alright, let's see. Events. Okay, so the Undead Game Tournament in Spain is full. There's a Guild Ball tournament in Idaho the same day, that's the Saturday. Fulmination is at 20 players right now. So we got, 6 players registered for Fulmination. So with Kevin, and Sean and some of the other guys, we might, and with the Vegas guys, we're pretty close to hitting 12. Maybe we can get Cody out for that one. Maybe we can get Cody, unless Cody wants to play in the Sunday. And then the actual Kingdom Cup. Michael, Ryan, Reagan, and Aaron. And they'll probably get Nathan for Sunday and Kevin for Sunday as well. That's not bad. Cool. Yeah, Aaron is dead set on playing. Oh, Michael's playing minors. Michael is playing minors for the Kingdom Cup. Oh, that's gonna hurt. Okay. I think that's gonna be a wild card for a lot of people. Okay. Yeah. Kevin's coming in with Falconers. The Flacconers. Oh, Michael's playing minors. He's playing minors both days. We haven't played against minors since I fielded them and they were super broken. And I felt bad and I had to take a shower. I think I played a total of 4 games with minors. And I was like, this ain't right. And then stopped. Ryan's playing Butchers. That's dope. Ooh, Henry Eichhorn. Okay, so Henry Eichhorn is one of those guys from Vegas. So he's registered for the Saturday event. And he's playing Engies. Oh, shit. He could end up on my team, and I'll play Elks if he's playing Engies. Greg Leach is on. He'll probably play Farmers. I'll see if we could get Jose Rizzo, the guy that plays, he plays Hunters, and what's the other team he plays? He plays mostly Hunters. So maybe we can get him. Dude, we could get 12. We could get the team tournament for the Saturday event. I think we could get it, especially if Pedro and those guys show up. Yeah, might even be able to push like to 15. The weird thing is if we end up with like 14, that's gonna suck. Because it'd be like, oh, maybe we can do. I don't know. If we end up with like a non-divisible by 3 number, but it's very close. Maybe we can have a team that just includes a bye. We'll figure that out. Anyway, cool. All right. Well, it is late, guys. The stars align, and I can go. You will be playing Masons. Yes. Well, let's hope for them stars to align. Because if we can get 12, that means we can get 15. If we can get 15, that means we can get 18. Dream big, man. We could be there. We could be there. Me and you could be on the same team and we'll take buys. I'm down for that, dude. All right, Kevin, let's do. I'm down for that. They will hate us. Well, you mostly. I'm not that much of a threat. Unless sometimes though I do get the little glint in my eyes and I'm like, okay, all right, I'm gonna play this nuts style and then end up winning the game. You know what I mean? I just sometimes it's like, oh, let's just play it. Let's just let's just crank the engine. Let's just see how far we could push this. And I will say that I can play pretty strong when I do that, but it's not very off. I'm not often motivated to do that. I am when it's like if I'm playing against a good player and I'm feeling like very, if I'm feeling pretty amped up that day. You know what I mean? Like if I'm feeling amped up and I want and I'm playing for sharp plays, then yes. But a lot of times it's like, let's play this fun thing and let me try my overcomplicated means of getting goals, where Kevin does it 2 activations ahead of me. Look, if I just do this and line up this play to do this, and no, just stand here and then walk over here and then kick your goal. What? That's my problem. Sometimes but if I do it this way, it'll be more stylish and I'll net 1 extra momentum. And you'll be like, yeah, but the guy will just take the ball away from you if you do that. Alright, cool. I'm excited, man. This will be good. I think we just push on for Saturday to be a team tournament. Because that will make it the most fun. If we play a team tournament Saturday and then we go for the cup on Sunday, then that's going to be the best. We're also, don't forget, we'll also have a videographer there who's going to be recording top table and that kind of stuff. So this should be pretty sick, man. Anyways. All right, guys. Well, it's 11:30. I'm going to call it. I'm going to get up and go to work tomorrow. Here's Lillith, or Bushel, whatever you want to call her. We love her. She's great. Yeah, I'll put together my my shepherds tomorrow, and we'll start painting those up. All right. So with that, we're going to call this stream to a close. Want to thank everyone for watching. Have a good night, guys. Hey, I got a chat from Dicey Guy. I didn't even realize that. I got a little donation. Thank you, sir. I don't even know what currency that is, but it's like a Norwegian currency. Yes, thank you, sir. Anyways, have a good night, everybody, and yeah, we'll catch you on the next one.